audio on demand from Vision Christian Media.
Exploring faith and the future. Neil Johnson and Bible teacher Dr. Camille Majdali.
As significant milestones pass us by, we can learn great lessons as we reflect on those beginnings. 500 years of a time when the Protestant Church was formed, since the Reformation. Camille, you've been a long-time student of the Reformation. As we reflect on the Reformation, what does it mean to you?
Thank you for asking that question. I have been processing the answer for many years. I was 19 years old in university and spent about 3 months full-time studying of the Reformation from different angles, particularly Martin Luther and Henry VIII and the English Reformation, which of course had more traction under his young son Edward, and then of course Elizabeth I. What does it mean? To me, first of all, what is the Reformation? Let's never assume, Neil, our listeners even know our terms. The Reformation is when a group of reformers, which included Martin Luther, John Calvin, John Knox, Ulrich Zwingli, broke from the Pope, the Vatican, indeed from Roman Catholicism, to reform the church back to what they considered a biblical foundation. So in essence, when these reformers, very courageously, I might add, because people were burnt at the stake and worse for taking such a stance, it cut across centuries of tradition and papal control, because the Pope was not just the ruler of the Catholic Church, but he did have temporal rule over parts of Europe. So it's to return the church to its biblical moorings. Now, it's the 31st of October that's considered Reformation Day. And it was on that date of the 31st of October that Martin Luther nailed his 95 Theses on the church door in Wittenberg, which is in eastern Germany. And I have been there, and I've seen the church, I've seen the door. It's probably a replacement door, the grave of Martin Luther. It was like a pilgrimage going to Wittenberg. And with that, I began to appreciate some more what caused the Reformation. Let me give you quickly a few things. First of all, there's this doctrine in Roman Catholicism about purgatory. Purgatory is not mentioned at all in the Bible. It is mentioned like one verse in one of the apocryphal books. I think it's 2nd Maccabees. It's almost like a halfway house between heaven and hell. And souls are stuck there. They're not worthy of hell and they're not worthy of heaven. They're in purgatory. So what was done in these medieval times was the Catholic Church sold indulgences. You paid money to the church, and that when you paid money, your loved ones in purgatory would have their time reduced or even remitted, or they would even spring free. There was a quaint little phrase when something about the clinking of the coin comes, the soul from purgatory springs forth. That was one complaint, a major one for Luther. There is also the veneration of Mary and the saints, where they become the object of prayer, or you're praying to them rather than praying to God and or Christ. There was objection to the Pope being called the vicar of Christ, as if he's basically Christ's representative or stands in on earth. There is, of course, this idea of salvation found only through the church at Rome. The reformers objected to that. And then there was the Holy Communion, where they said that in the Holy Communion, the cup and the bread literally become the body and blood of Jesus. These were some of the major objections that caused the Reformation.
Faith and the future with Neil Johnson and Dr. Camille Majdali from Teach All Nations. Find articles, videos and podcasts from Dr. Camille, plus today's and other episodes of Faith and the Future in the Vision app or at vision.org.au.
Thanks for taking time to listen to this audio on demand from Vision Christian Media. To find out more about us, go to vision.org.au.